Hey everyone, Delphi Group here with our weekly market report that we put out every Tuesday for you guys. So let's just jump right into it here on Thinkorswim. Okay, this week's going to be pretty short because we're not really changing anything in our forecasts, but we have the IWM up here on Thinkorswim. And before we talk about the IWM, I just want to show you guys what our forecasts have done here. If we go back a full year, okay, you're going to see a lot of white going on here. Okay, we had this orange one is one losing forecast or one forecast that did not hit. This actually hit way later, but remember, we don't take credit for targets hitting if it's months down the road. So if we look at this, I'm going 1 year back. We've had this losing forecast. There are no other ones on this chart. Okay, you can see a bunch of white, and then we pick up here more white. We have not had any other orange forecasts. So we've counted those up, and we've gone 31-1 on our IWM forecast for almost 97%. Okay, that is just simply ridiculous. But what else does that tell us? That tells us that the IWM trades very well technically. Okay, so that's the main thing. That's what helps us out when we do our forecasts. Okay, so anyway, that being said, we have our forecast up here from last week. We are leaving that there. Remember, we've been talking about this for a while now. Watch the moving averages. That is the 20-day moving average. We have about 7 minutes to go here until the close, but right now IWM is under that moving average. Okay, so remember we said when you start to see the indexes get below the 20-day moving average, that would be your first red alert. Okay, so we are not moving our target. We think this target will hit, so we're going to leave it there. This 200 level is support. 220, I'm sorry, is support, and then we have the 50-day moving average under that. Okay. Now, if we start to see the IWM get under the 50-day, look out below. That could be very negative. Okay, but anyway, first things first, we are leaving that forecast here on IWM. Okay, let's jump to the SPY. Okay, the SPY and the Qs have not violated the 20-day moving average, but look at the volume going down. Now, we have a lot going on this week. Tomorrow we have the Fed, we have Trump, we have tariffs talks, we have a crypto stuff, and on top of all that, we have earnings, the meat and heart of earnings this week, okay, with a lot of big names reporting. So just keep in mind, earnings and news always trumps the charts, okay, so just remember that. But anyway, remember what we said last week, that this forecast was contingent on the SPY breaking the moving average, okay? And we're going to stick to that forecast. Now, we could move it up. Let's just move it up. We're going to keep moving this up, okay? Because that is going to be the first warning sign, like on the IWM, okay? So I'm just going to take this and just going to move it up. Now, again, look what's waiting below. We have the 50-day below that, okay? So if you're long and you're trading the market, stay long, but when you start to see these averages break down, you got to be very careful, okay? Because on the weekly chart, if we jump to the weekly chart, now again, we're only on Tuesday, but what I want to point out here is, well, number one, we have to watch for a volume drop. So we'll talk about this next week on the weekly chart. And also the monthly is, where the month is coming up here. But anyway, number one, watch the volume drop, okay, here. If we get a volume drop, that would not be good. We still don't know how this candle is going to end up with earnings right now. So, our indicators are still overbought, okay, but we are going higher. Remember, as the volume goes up on the way up, that's bullish. So that's why I'm saying watch the volume drop this week. But anyway, what I wanted to point out here is the averages on the weekly are way down here. So if we violate those daily averages, it would not surprise me if we come back down to these moving averages, which is around 590, 600 on the SPY as of today. So just be mindful of that, okay? And if we look at the monthly chart, okay, we are coming up on the monthly chart now. again, remember what we said back here on that candle. We said the monthly charts look bullish. So as long as the volume was going up, we should be going up, and we did. So that forecast played out perfectly, and we're now, we broke out here. So watch the monthly volume. Okay, we have a couple days left, but watch the monthly volume. Okay, and again, our indicators are overbought. So if we did pull back for a month or two, let's say to 600, I mean, really, does that look like a big deal? It's really not a big deal, and honestly, it would probably be healthy, setting us up for maybe a end of the year rally. Okay, but anyway, first things first, just watch the volume and watch the moving averages. Okay, on the daily charts. So let's look at Qs. Qs is going to be almost very similar to the SPY. Let's go back to the daily again. Watch the 20-day moving average. We have our contingent forecast here. So again, I'll just move this over to here. Okay, we don't want to just keep forecasting small moves up every week. Okay, that even if you're trading, okay, sometimes if the move's not going in your favor in a fast way, you could still be right and still lose money. According to theta decay. But anyway, still in up mode until we start to see the 20-day moving average fail. And then we have the 50-day below that, and then we have more support. Okay, so we have a lot of support levels down here. So again, any pullback in our view is healthy until we start to see major breakdowns. Okay, but anyway, again, contingent on the 20-day moving. Stay long if you're long, and then if we look at the weekly again, very similar to SPY. Okay, watch the volume drop on the weekly. I don't think that's gonna. Well, it's only Tuesday, but just watch the volume drop on the weekly. We can see volumes going up, but indicators are still overbought on the weekly. Okay, so again, would a drop to this level be a big deal? I mean, if you're long and trading long, short term, it would be a big deal. But in the bigger scheme of things, as we look on the monthly, now something very different is going on here on the Q's monthly chart. Okay, we are getting very bullish candles, but look what's going on below. Okay, that is very different from the SPY. So be mindful of this. We know there's the big tech names. A lot of them are reporting this week, so a lot can change by our market report next Tuesday. But anyway, that volume is not a good sign. Okay, and as what usually happens, the first index to go usually is the Qs with all the big tech names, right? So just watch out for that. Look at our indicators, way overbought, almost off the chart. So just be mindful, watch the volume and watch the daily moving averages, because these averages on the weekly, or this is the monthly even, are way down here. The weekly is the same, okay? So again, that's it from us. Watch the 20-day moving average. And as far as Bitcoin goes, we're not going to talk about much Bitcoin right now because we're still waiting for the breakout. It's kind of moving sideways. If you are trading or watching Bitcoin, watch the 120,000 level and obviously all-time highs, okay? So that's it from us. Hope you guys, and there's the close. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And remember, please like, subscribe, tell everybody we're here that's trading. We're here to help, not only help traders become profitable, but stay profitable, okay? So that's it from us. Have a great week. Good luck. And we'll see you next week. Take care.